They do, flight crew, FTC, flight team stand up. Try not to get scared. TikTok mysteries the internet wasn't prepared for. Check it out.
At first glance, TikTok appears to be an app for viral trends, video memes, and of course, dances. So many dances. But it turns out, as you scroll through your For You page, you might accidentally scroll too far.
Yeah, you stumble
Discovering
across the entire
terrifying
different part of the
mysteries that lie
world.
beneath TikTok's surface. From possessed planes to robotic royals, let's check out and attempt to solve some baffling TikTok mysteries that the internet wasn't prepared for.
Perfect time at nighttime to watch these types of stuff. Let's see it.
Extra apartment.
Extra apartment.
Alicia Keys once said that New York is where dreams are made of. A quote that's as inspiring as it is grammatically confusing. Unfortunately, though, some dreams are nightmares. And in 2021, a New Yorker called Samantha Hartsoe uncovered a very unnerving mystery in her Big Apple apartment. It all began when Samantha realized she could feel a draft coming from her bathroom. A light breeze blowing straight through the mirror. A vent, perhaps, or some faulty insulation? Well, Samantha wishes. Everybody in New York wants a bigger apartment. But Samantha's was hiding an entire extra room hidden behind her mirror. Now, most people would probably call their landlord or the cops as quickly as possible, but New Yorkers aren't the type to back down. Instead, Samantha grabbed a hammer for protection and climbed through the hole.
Okay, see, I don't understand why people do things like you telling me you didn't see that and your first thing to do.
Instead, Samantha grabbed a hammer for protection and climbed.
Yeah, your first thing to do is to climb in a random hole. There could have been a boogeyman down there. There could have been a Sasquatch, bro. There could have been like an extremely large animal that just could have ate you and nobody would have ever heard from you, bro. Like, you were, man,
through the
brave,
hole,
bro.
Discovering that the secret room was actually an entire second apartment. She found a lot of dirt, dust, and signs that somebody had been living there. Finding trash bags, opened boxes, and a bottle of water.
Oh, that's a good water too, bro. Somebody's been living rent-free.
Living there.
You better check.
Finding trash bags, opened boxes, and a bottle of water. Hey, at least the monster in the walls is staying hydrated. Luckily, Samantha didn't find a squatter and was able to climb out of the hidey hole and seal it back up. The next update came almost a year later in March 2022. Apparently, Samantha's landlord ignored her calls for several months.
Wow.
Before explaining that the hidden room was just another apartment under construction. However, Samantha noted that she never heard any construction noises coming from next door, even though the apartments were directly connected through the mirror hole. The landlord also refused to explain why there was a hole between the two apartments.
Nah, like, that landlord's shady as heck, bro. Like, that landlord's shady as heck. That's a creep right there. Like, you guys got to be careful, man. Especially, like, y'all ladies out there, man. Like, please.
Samantha's calls for more information were ignored, and one day, she found that a wall had been secretly built on the other side of the mirror hole. Samantha's apartment was finally sealed and safe. However, the mystery of what...
Wait, how did it get sealed? Did that landlord come in her apartment or back to that apartment?
Why the mirror hole was there was never truly solved. They say that New York is the city that never sleeps, and even the slight possibility of someone living just beyond an easily accessible secret entryway to my apartment has given me a few sleepless nights.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm about to check everything now.
Now, what would you do if you saw a creepy stranger pacing around the edge of your property every day? Call the cops? Buy a weapon? Or would you just film him and upload it onto TikTok? That's what family TikToker Betson Angel did back in 2020. When she saw the same mysterious figure pacing back and forth on the outskirts of her property for weeks. The man aimlessly meandered for hours, barely visible in the shadow of the tree line. But strangest of all, as the TikToker attempted to film him for a better look, he appeared almost glitchy. disappearing and reappearing as he moved.
That man is
Whether or not that
respawning
was
and
due to poor
respawning,
camera
bro.
quality, after a few days of the man's recurring presence, the family's dog started to freak out at night, running straight to the gate outside and barking like crazy.
What do you see? What?
With the dog's barking suggesting the man was also present out there in the dark at night, the family decided to
Weirdo.
confront the stranger, approaching the man's daily walking spot to figure out what he was doing. However, for the first time in weeks, he wasn't there. Regardless, they decided to call out to the man, in case he happened to be lurking.
Hello? Is anybody there? I'm so nervous. What was that?
I don't know.
Do you need help?
What y'all doing in this situation?
Their shouts were met with eerie moans echoing through the woods. Listen again. The family fled, thoroughly unnerved.
Y'all better
But
just
from
move.
that point on, they began hearing those same moans every night right outside their home.
Y'all
These
just-
events culminated with the husband running outside with a gun to confront the intruder, but he was unable to find anybody out in the dark. At this point, the wife uploaded 2 teary updates, explaining that the wailing sounds were growing worse, resulting in sleepless nights, and the family were planning on upgrading their security system. Viewers waited anxiously for an update, but the TikTok account never posted again, and the family's fate is a mystery to this day.
Oh, no.
It still isn't clear whether the intruder was a malevolent spirit, a certified creeper, or merely the creation of a family struck bored in the midst of COVID lockdowns. Either way, the
It's
mystery
crazy.
will
That was a
only ever
blast
be
thing I thought
solved
about,
if
too.
the family post another update, assuming they're still alive. to
Anybody
tell the
see their
tale.
update just in case? What happened with that?
Nightmare at 30,000 feet.
30,000 feet.
Are you scared of flying?
plane?
No? Well, maybe you should be. It turns out there are scarier things than airplane food. And back in 2019, TikToker Melody Zaragoza discovered a real nightmare at 30,000 feet. While flying from Orlando to San Diego, Melody's flight experienced some terrifying turbulence, the plane bouncing up and down violently. At this point, the flight attendants grew frantic, running up and down the aisles as the plane was thrown around.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, the in-flight entertainment screens exploded with green static, bathing the cabin in a very sinister glow.
Nah, that was creepy, bro.
The seemingly possessed plane then dropped, falling for a split second before mercifully returning back to normal, at which point the plane's electronics resumed their usual function. Melody's fans theorized that the event was caused by aliens or spirits, while other more cynical TikTokers agree that it was just a glitch in the plane's electronics. It turns out, in-flight entertainment glitches happen all the time, a problem that can be caused by electrical storms outside the plane.
Really?
Something that would also explain the flight's turbulence. Either that, or somebody's phone wasn't in airplane mode. Either way, the situation
Dang, just
certainly
one
wouldn't
person's
have
phone
eased the
did that?
nerves of anybody on board with a fear of flying. Spectral sports car.
Actual sports car.
With autopilot and built-in video games, Teslas are famous for their high-tech gadgets and special features. But it turns out the cars have one special feature that Elon kept quiet: the ability to detect ghosts.
Ghosts?
Teslas come equipped with a collision
Elon Musk,
prevention
man, what's up with
system.
that?
The dashboard alerting the driver to vehicles and people around the car. On Mother's Day 2022, a fellow called Edgar went to lay flowers on his mom's grave, driving his Tesla down to the local cemetery. As Edgar drove past the empty graveyard, his futuristic car felt more horror than sci-fi,
Really?
as it started to detect invisible humans walking around him. After Edgar shared the footage, other netizens started to upload their own examples of the same phenomenon.
Still nothing. Oh, wait, there it goes. There's one. Oh, right there.
That's wild.
All right, I stopped right here because this keeps walking and then it just disappears and comes right back up. But look, headstones.
If these creepy videos are to be believed, then the world is full of environmentally conscious ghosts who pop out to admire the electric vehicles each time a Tesla drives by. However, some more cynical netizens soon stepped forward to explain the mystery and debunk the videos, attributing the phenomenon to a flaw with the Tesla's detection system. Apparently, the gravestones in a cemetery are the right size and shape to be flagged up by the Tesla, the cars mistaking them for a person. In another TikTok uploaded by Edgar, you can see that the Tesla's detection scanner is actually picking up on a tall floral arrangement it drives past. This suggests that in many cases, the malicious spirits that terrified millions of TikTok users and Tesla drivers were really just pretty flowers, gravestones, and other vaguely human-shaped objects.
Wow.
Paranormal Pennsylvania.
Paranormal Pennsylvania.
Let's move from faulty cars to freaky roads. In
Whoa, that road
2021,
was
a
crazy.
TikToker called Sean's discovered something strange in Pennsylvania. A road that had turned into slime.
What the hell? It's too hot outside.
As the TikToker put his hand against the road, he was able to grab it, lifting it with his fingers. After encountering this intriguing asphalt, Sean's turned to TikTok to ask what could have caused the phenomenon. Some commenters pointed out that the road looks like it may have melted, and although Pennsylvania isn't exactly known for its asphalt melting weather, the truth isn't far off. Turns out, when a road cracks in the winter, some local governments fill the gaps with a tar-like substance in a process called crack filling. Crack filling is only a temporary fix to prevent further damage, and when summer rolls back around, the sun occasionally melts the filler into a sticky goo that we see in the TikTok. Not the most practical thing, but it sure looks fun to play with. Spooky sparkles.
Spooky sparkles.
They say that all that glitters isn't gold, and one TikToker proved it, showing that sometimes people glitter too. Back in 2021, TikToker Hot Like Faya started uploading videos of her brother, asking her fans why his skin and clothes were sparkling like a disco ball. These sparkles weren't visible to the naked eye, but after being lit up on a phone camera with the flash on, the teenager started sparkling from head to toe. The confusion lasted for a couple of weeks, until finally, after searching through his room, she discovered the source of the mystery, a reflective jacket like this. Jackets like this.
I'm just strange. I knew they had those in certain shoes. Like I think I have like a pair of like retro 5s that do that. The Travis Scott retro 6s do that. There's a lot of different shoes that do the same like
called
effect.
retro reflective sheeting, a fabric that, when a beam of light hits it directly, reflects it straight back, causing the entire jacket to burst with light.
Wow.
The angelic illusion captured on TikTok was caused after the TikToker's brother put all of his clothes through the wash with his jacket.
Really?
The retroflective material rubbing off onto the other clothes. The flecks of shiny material got everywhere, and unless the kid wants to go on looking like Elton John, he might have to invest in a whole new wardrobe. Royal robots. Great Britain, the land of tea, crumpets, and the royal family. To some people, King Charles is just an old man with big ears. To others, he's a lizard person in disguise, ruling the world with a reptilian fist. Now, these claims are obviously ridiculous. The royal family aren't lizards, they're robots. At least, they certainly look like it in this clip. When these videos of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle appeared online, TikTokers started to theorize that the royal couple were a couple of androids, noting their dead eyes and plastic-looking skin.
What is
Some
this,
netizens
DBZ,
genuinely
man? The
believed
Android
that
saga?
the TikToks were proof that the royal family were cyborgs, keeping their eyes peeled for loose wires and scanning the internet for footage of King Charles doing the robot. It turns out the explanation behind the mystery
DBZ might have been ahead of his time.
doesn't come from the deep state. It comes from Madame Tussauds. In case you don't know, Madame Tussauds are a chain of waxwork museums around the world, known for their displays of celebrities and historical figures. The robotic royals in the clips we just saw were a new Madame Tussauds exhibition called Live Figures.
Dang, it
where
went
paid
overtime with
actors
that
don
artwork.
hyper-realistic masks that will allow fans to meet their favorite celebrities in person. And while the trial run with Meghan and Harry got a lot of publicity, when the Live Figures exhibit expands to more celebrities, I imagine most people will be too terrified to go see them, judging by how creepy the trial versions are.
Got her,
In
man.
fact, it would have been arguably less creepy if the royal family had actually turned out to be real robots. The Hanger Challenge.
The Hanger Challenge.
Mad scientists are a staple of classic horror films. And back in 2020, thousands of TikTokers took part in a crazy science experiment of their own. This experiment left them looking a little crazy, requiring them to put clothing hangers on their heads.
I've heard about this hanger thing, that it makes your head move.
I've never seen any of this before.
Dubbed the Hanger Challenge, TikTokers discovered that if you put a clothing hanger on your head, it causes your neck to automatically rotate to the side. This head-turning movement looks like TikTok mind control, but it turns out this hanger reflex is a phenomenon that's been documented since the 90s.
Really?
In fact, a study in 2015 found that 95.8% of participants unconsciously turned their heads when they placed hangers over their temples. Scientists aren't totally sure
You know what I
why
think
this
it
happens.
is? Scientists' reaction ability. Studies have shown, just according to me, it's pinching a nerve, and that nerve is to control your movement, and you're hitting that nerve button to make your head turn to the left.
But they theorize that the phenomenon may be caused
Tell you, man, you
by
learn more than me
friction
than your
between
teachers.
the hanger and your skin. As the tight hanger pulls the skin on your forehead to one side, subtly encouraging you to turn to release the pressure. This hypothesis makes sense, but some skeptical TikTokers doubt the whole thing, showing their heads resisting the hangers every time. And after seeing this TikTok, I headed straight to my wardrobe, stuck a hanger on my head, and felt like an idiot because my neck didn't turn at all. Well, perhaps the effect only works on some people under certain conditions. But why don't you
Bro,
try out
that
the
look-
hanger
that person
challenge
that
and
did it
let me
look
know
so
how it goes in the
accurate.
comments below. Just maybe don't use
This
plastic.
man just
like
broke
that.
it!
Internet explorers.
Internet Explorers.
Back in the day, adventurers would set sail on grand voyages, traveling to the deepest, darkest corners of the globe to uncover new mysteries.
Wow.
Today, we have Google Earth, technology that makes Christopher Columbus look like a real tryhard. TikToker Hidden on Google Earth solely uses the apps to uncover Earth's hidden mysteries. And back in 2021, they stumbled across something strange in the Nevadan desert.
Nevada desert. Damn, they being hella nosy. Damn, someone's property. That does look creepy. Whoa.
Thousands of terrified netizens took to the comments, attributing the strange location to aliens, ghosts, or some kind of satanic cult. That was until somebody in the comments came along to ruin the fun. It turns out this location is actually the Goldwell Open Air Museum, an outdoor ghost town sculpture park near the Death Valley Desert. The ghostly figures are examples of artwork by Albert Zukalski, the sculptor creating a ghostly rendition of a spirit on a bike, and Jesus' Last Supper. This artwork is pretty haunting, but if the TikToker had explored the location a bit further, it would have been clear that Goldwell isn't all about ghosts and ghouls, the location boasting some decidedly less scary artwork. But hey, if you want to stick with the much more fun alien ghost theory, I won't stop you. Troubling TikToks.
Troubling TikToks.
From one explorer to another, back in 2020, a TikToker called Brendan started uploading videos of himself exploring creepy abandoned buildings. Everything was going well until Brendan uploaded a TikTok of himself lost in an underground tunnel, explaining to his followers that he couldn't find his way out.
Oh, no.
Unnerved followers began asking Brendan if he needed help, but he didn't respond.
What are they
Simply
gonna do,
uploading
though?
more videos over the next
I
week.
never understood, like, somebody will say, like, they're lost, and they say, like, and they comment down on social media, like, can I help you? I mean, the most you can do is just say that, report that someone's missing, but it's not like you can just like morph there and teleport there and then just, hey, get on my back, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna fly to there, Superman.
2 days.
Like, what are
It
y'all
looked
doing?
like Brendan had finally made it out of the tunnel, finding himself in a series of abandoned churches, factories, and hospitals. As he walked around these buildings, his video captions grew more cryptic, featuring variations of the words, "Where am I? Wake up, help, and run." He claimed that he could hear voices whispering to him, and in one video, he filmed a wall panel with the words, "Let me out," scrawled across it. Whatever lurked behind the panel was never revealed, but at this point, Brendan's audience was getting freaked out. The TikToks became more and more frantic, until Brendan posted a final video explaining that it was time for him to wake up and rejoin the real world. Brendan's fans held their breath, waiting 10 days for his next upload, and this is what they got.
Everyone, welcome back to the tutorial.
Whoa!
And this is what they got.
Everyone,
Look at those feet! What are those?
welcome back.
What are those? Bro, y'all gotta, come on, man. Look, FCC brothers and sisters, bro. It is not that much energy and effort to just take care of your hygiene, bro. Those have got to be the dirtiest feet I have ever. Bro, come on, my man. What's his name? Brandon? Like, dude, I understand, man. You're trying to record TikTok. I get it, man. But, bro, you couldn't wear socks or something, bro. Bro, what are those?
To the tutorial. Today, this is the tutorial. Welcome to my TikTok to dig a hole.
While that strange vid could have been interpreted either as a joke or as a sign that Brendan had suffered some kind of breakdown or an impromptu lobotomy, the joke interpretation ultimately proved to be the truth.
Wow.
As Brendan's TikTok started uploading surreal comedy videos and vlog-style jokes, it became clear that the previous videos were all part of an alternate reality game. A type
so
of
he was trolling the
interactive
whole time.
storytelling that allows internet users to tell a fictional story presented as reality. Hindsight is 20/20, but looking back, it was pretty obvious. After all, how would Brendan have charged his phone while lost in the tunnels? And if he could access the internet to upload onto TikTok, he obviously could have used GPS maps to find his way out. The reveal showed that Brendan hadn't lost his mind, and his 90,000 worried followers could finally sleep at night, escaping nightmares of abandoned churches and 2 haunting words: wake up.
Like, all these stories I've never heard about.
COSMOS-METICS.
Cosmos.
Sometimes a mystery can appear when you least expect it, like a gentle breeze from your
What's your
bathroom mirror,
hand, motherfucker?
a stranger in the woods, or a harmless tube of lip gloss tucked at the bottom of your makeup bag. That incredible TikTok from Brina85 wasn't filmed in outer space, or the Upside Down, and Brina isn't the only TikToker who's observed the phenomenon.
What? I can hold upwards and do that. What is it doing? What is this?
These
Dang,
crazy
I think there's a hole in the earth somewhere, because that means there's space
cosmetics
coming.
left a lot of netizens scratching their heads. But luckily, YouTuber Steve Mold was on the case, analyzing the videos to figure out the answer behind the mystery. Mold discovered that the solution was rooted in science, not sci-fi. The phenomenon simply caused by static electricity. When an object has a negative static charge, it's drawn to positively charged objects, like your positively charged hair lifting towards a negatively charged balloon after you rub it on your head. Just like a magnet, something that's negatively charged will also repel other negatively charged things. A person's skin can become statically charged through friction, for example, rubbing your feet across a carpet. And in all likelihood, Brina's skin had a high static charge when she picked up the lip gloss, transferring some of her charge.
So if you have a lot of
onto it.
electricity
When Brina
static.
pulled the applicator out of its container, the long strands of lip gloss on the end of the stick became charged, causing the molecules to repel each other. This caused a strand of makeup to be propelled into the air, the force being enough to briefly overcome gravity while the gloss globules were pushed away from the other charged globs. This simple science trick finally explains Brina's creepy cosmetics, and it also proves that you don't need rocket science to feel like you're doing makeup on the moon.
What?
Randonautica.
Rock make it with me.
During the lockdowns of 2020, we were all looking for a reason to get out of the house. So it isn't any surprise that netizens started downloading the Randonautica app. Randonautica promises users adventure, generating random coordinates on a map in the user's general area for the user to seek out.
Really?
Before embarking on your trip, you input a keyword for the type of thing you want to find on your journey. And, claiming to utilize pseudo-scientific principles like the law of attraction, the app will deliver what you seek in some form or another. For example, one user on Reddit asked the app to show them love, and Randonautica's map led them to a location where they discovered 2 lip-locked gnomes outside someone's house.
What the heck?
The
Nah,
coordinates
that's
generated
creepy,
by
bro.
Randonautica are indeed completely random, so the app leading people to their intentions seems purely coincidental, depending on your beliefs. However, there are several cases of Randonautica journeys leading users to some unsettling locations. TikToker Gothboy Thrift's trip led him and his friend straight to the entrance of a graveyard before taking them to a specific pair of graves that bore the TikToker's surname. As Gothboy Thrift Googled the names on the gravestones, he discovered that they belonged to 2 of his distant relatives. Similarly, other TikTokers discovered sinister mannequins, coffins, and threatening figures.
I'd run, bro. I don't see no, what is the white part of your eye, bro? It's just straight black, bro.
Whatever was wrong with the angry-looking individual discovered
Holy.
in the last one, the fact that the keyword the user had inputted into the app was evil made the whole sitch so much creepier. Creepiest of all, Randonautica made the news in 2020 after leading a different group of teenagers straight to an undiscovered dead body.
Wow.
Despite all this, Randonautica isn't quite as terrifying as it seems. When you look at the code behind Randonautica, it truly is just a random number generator, and the vast majority of users find nothing, ending up in boring, empty fields. It's also worth noting that even when randonauts do find something that matches their intentions, the links are often pretty tenuous. Take the romantic Redditor who found the gnomes. Some people believe that finds like this are a case of confirmation bias. If you enter almost any location looking for something that symbolizes something as vague and open-ended as love or evil, you're pretty likely to find something fitting the bill in the general area. For every one Redditor who finds a coffin, there are literally thousands who find nothing. That being said, some of these finds do remain pretty darn creepy. And if people keep stumbling across crime scenes, I'm not going to download it anytime soon. A motherly mystery. Understandably, a new mother's body goes through a lot of changes during and after pregnancy and childbirth. TikToks and images from one young mother in particular went viral online in 2020 after her body started going through some mysterious asymmetrical changes. As you can see, the TikToker was pretty concerned, but luckily, she wasn't the only mother experiencing the mysterious problem. The TikToker found a lopsided ally in Abby Herbert, a family influencer with millions of followers. When Abby started breastfeeding her newborn, the baby was a fussy eater, only feeding from the right side, leading to, this.
Someone forgot to remind me what could happen if you let your baby only feed on one boob.
It turns out when a baby only feeds from one side, the mother's body starts oversupplying that side with milk, while producing far less on the other.
That's
When
wild.
Abby asked her millions of followers if the phenomenon was normal, hundreds of moms flooded to the comments to explain that they'd suffered similar changes. The mystery was solved, and Abby was eventually able to equal out her milk production and return to a more even distribution. Probably for the breast. The best.
This man
A
right here.
real whodunit. Book talkers are TikTokers who are all about the written word, their content generally centering around book reviews and recommendations. Most of the mystery in a book talker's life comes from detective novels and horror stories. However, back in 2021, 25 book talkers found themselves confronted with a real-life riddle, each one receiving a mysterious package in the mail. Each package contained a never-before-seen book titled A Broken Blade, written by an anonymous author. They also received a wax-sealed letter and a cipher, the author tasking the book talkers with uncovering their identity. As you can imagine, book talkers are pretty good at reading in between the lines, and they soon began to make progress decoding the cipher's nonsensical letters and numbers. As they tried to decode the sentence, the anonymous author started posting clues on TikTok, posting images with certain letters capitalized. With these clues, a team of book talkers were finally able to solve the cipher.
The clues said this book was written by Melissa Blair, miigwech for playing along.
So, the TikTokers had beat the challenge. As you just heard, the complete sentence was, this book was written by Melissa Blair, miigwech for playing along. The word miigwech means thank you in Ojibwe, a language used by several groups of indigenous people in North America. Suitably, Melissa Blair is an indigenous Canadian book talker turned writer, Broken Blade marking her first ever novel. And with her impressive attention-grabbing publicity stunt completed, Broken Blade could be released to the public with Melissa's name on the cover. The book talk mystery received so much publicity, Melissa signed a multi-book deal with publishers Union Square & Co. Considering Melissa's career was jump-started by a combo of her own ingenuity and her fellow book talkers' commitment to mysteries, she can truly say miigwech to TikTok for her emerging success.